This is the example on page 577 of your textbook, so you can follow it there as well if there's just anything you want to reference in the video. So prove that the line L, that's just the name of the line, L, 3x minus y equals minus 10 is a tangent to the circle x squared plus y squared equals 10. So just to refresh your memory what a tangent is a line that touches the circle at one point only. A tangent is a line that touches the circle or a curve at one point only. So if we had, say a circle like this, this is not a tangent because it has 2 points of contact. So if you were told to investigate if a point or if a line was a tangent to a circle or not, if it has 2 points of contact, it's not a tangent. If it only has 1 point of contact, it's a tangent. Now it can also be a tangent to a curve. So say for example you had a cubic graph, that's a tangent there as it just touches at 1 point only. So this is very similar to the types of questions that we've been doing the last few days. So if it helps, so we've got 3x minus y equals minus 10, and we have x squared plus y squared equals 10. So always rewrite the linear equation. The linear equation is this first one. It's the equation of a line, the highest power of x is 1. No, but I know in previous examples it's always been the x you've kept to the left. Don't be keeping the x to the left this time because you would have a fraction. So say if you 3x minus y equals minus 10. So say if you did that, so say if you did 3x minus y equals minus 10. So say if you kept the x term on the left, so you'd have minus 10 plus y, then it would be x equals minus 10 plus y over 3. You'd be substituting in a fraction into the other equation, and fractions are messy. So I'm going to work with the minus y term. Keep the minus y term on the left and say minus y equals minus 10 minus 3x. But I don't substitute in minus y, I substitute in y. So just multiply the whole thing by minus 1 and that gives you 10 plus 3x. So that's very important. Don't forget the minus. When you take the 3x across, the minus is still there in front of the y. The minus doesn't disappear just because there's nothing in front of it. Now take equation 2 then. And now that I know that y is 10 plus 3x, I can replace y with 10 plus 3x. So instead of having y squared, I have 10 plus 3x squared. Now multiply out the brackets, so you've got x squared plus, now don't just square the 10 and square the 3x because that'll leave you wrong. So take the 10 across and multiply it and that leaves you with 0. So x squared, so 10 by 10 is 100, 10 by 3x is 30x, 3x by 10 is 30x, and 3x by 3x is 9x squared. Now, x squared plus 9x squared is 10x squared. 30x and 30x is 60x. And 100 take away 10 is 90. Now, what you could do to simplify this, and they've done it in the book, 10 divides into everything here. So you can divide the whole thing by 10 because there's only 0 on the other side and 0 divided by 10 is still 0. So you can divide everything by 10 just to make the minus b simpler. So divide every term by 10. Now use minus b. So we've gone over the minus b before. When you use the minus b, you will only get one answer. So if you look at minus b, now I know some of you haven't been a bother with the minus b the last day. A is 1, B is 6, and C is 9. If you get a math error in your calculator, you've made a mistake under the square root sign. So let's just look at this. If I do now, x equals, so minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So substitute in the values. B is 6, put brackets around everything you substitute in. So a is 1 and c is 9. And that's all over 2 times 1. Now, underneath the square root sign, if you look, now you can type this in your calculator, okay? If you type this in your calculator, you will get out minus 3. If you then go back, do you know the way when you're doing the minus b, you go back and then you change the plus to minus, you'll also get out minus 3. So it's the same answer. Okay, so then when you go and find your y coordinate, you know, like in all simultaneous equations, because this is a simultaneous equation, once you found x, go and find y. So remember at the start we did y equals 10 plus 3x, this one. Well, that means that, so you have y equals 10 plus 3x. So replace the x with minus 3. So 10, so a plus by a minus is a minus, so that's minus 9, y equals 1. So when x is minus 3, y is 1. And if you've got the exact same number here, so obviously when you substitute in minus 3 into that, you also get out 1. So it's the same point of contact. So there's only one different point of contact with the circle. So if there's only one point of contact between the circle and the line, it's a tangent. So therefore L is a tangent. Remember, L was the name of the line. And you're going to get a question similar to that for today.